All right, let's begin. So for today's class, as usual, you're gonna need some blocks or some similar and blanket. And this optional strap for today's class as well. And I'll show you how to use them at the end of the class. And once you gathered everything, come sit on a folded blanket or a couch pillow, something that's supportive but also soft. You can stay in a cross-legged sitting. You can also sit on the shin bones. And just let the eyelids get heavy. And start slowly, slow down your breathing. We'll practice Ujjayi breath first. Take a deep inhale through the mouth. And exhale, imagine you're fogging a mirror. And seal the lips, but keep the texture of the breathing. Deep inhale through the nose. Notice the inhale brushing against the back of the throat. And exhale through the nose. One more long inhale. And exhale, long exhale out. You can stay in this Ujjayi breath. You can also add some counting to both inhale and exhale, make it samavritti, equal fluctuation. You start with count of 4, then you can slowly increment it into 6 or 8. The purpose of the count is just to make our breath a little bit more intentional, especially brings a little bit more attention to our exhale. Deep inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Continue. And last week we talked about slow down for the season to balance out the crispiness, the hastiness of the Vata season, represented by autumn. And this week we'll explore a little bit that even when we slow down, we still have all the space we need for our exploration, for freedom, while preserve our life force. You can stay with the count of 4. If count of 6 is still easeful for you, increase to count of 6. Take the inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue on your own. And hopefully at this point, you have a better idea if you can continue to increment your count, or you stay, or even go back to count of 4. I would not cue count of 8 or 10. So you find your own pace and your own length. And we'll breathe evenly all together. If your mind wandered away, let the count, let the sound guide you back. No punishment, no judgment. Simply bring your attention back. If you find yourself that leaning your spine slightly toward the front, as if you're trying to jump into the next cycle immediately, lengthen the spine toward the sky and perhaps even slow down your counting a little bit. And whatever counting you are on, especially if you're at a count of a high number, start slowly come down onto your natural breath. And just as pranayama practice we just did, for the asana practice we're going to do today, we're going to build from ground up. So we know our place, we know where to retreat to when we need a rest, and we know where we are growing towards to when we want to challenge ourselves a little bit. Get the hands in front of the heart. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, let everything out. Deep inhale followed by Om. Om. And bow the head toward the heart. When you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes. Once you open the eyes, extend the legs forward and just shake the legs, pressing the back of your legs against the floor. Just release some tension there. You can also knock the knees together and windshield wipe the knees side to side. And slowly gather your legs, cross your legs again, and this time switch the direction. Maybe the other your left leg at the front. And now pranayama. Bring your right at the front this time. Just circle around the lower back. Slow with the pace of breathing. We'll switch direction. Take a deep inhale. Raise the arms by the ears and start slowly. Reach the hands toward the front. Keep the spine lengthening. Press the sit bones into the folded blanket or whatever underneath your sit bones. Next, melt your chest towards the ground. If you have a block, you can bring a block underneath your forehead to catch weight. Let the shoulder blades drag away from each other. Reaching long through the palms. Then exhale, start walk your hands toward the left side, framing your left knee with the arms. One deep inhale, let the right side waist grow. Press the right sit bone into the ground. Deep inhale. Breathe into the right side waist. Exhale, release the left elbow onto the ground and extend the right arm by the right ear. You're like a side bend to the left side. You can rest onto the left elbow. You can also straighten the left arm. Come into traditional seated side bend. Press the right knee open. Deep inhale all the way through the right fingertips. Exhale, push into the left hand, slowly come up. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, perhaps a little bit faster this time. Fold over the cross legs. Reach forward. And start slowly walk the hands to the right side, framing the right knee with arms. Let the left side waist grow. Press into the left sit bone. And rest your right elbow onto the ground. Extend the left arm by the left ear, side bend to the right. Same as the other side, option to straighten the right arm to get more space for yourself. Press the left knee, press the left sit bone toward the ground. Inhale, reaching through the left fingertips. Next, so press into the right palm, support yourself all the way up. Extend the legs. Shake the legs again. You can do the windshield wiper. One more time. And when you're back to center, extend the right leg long, bend your left knee, grab the left foot with both hands, and just rock the left knees side to side. And add some extend to straight for some hamstring stretch. And bring the left foot inside of the right knee. Press the left knee toward the ground. You can touch your block underneath your left knee. Especially if your left knee is not as open. My left knee is much more closed compared to my right hip. Take a deep inhale, framing the right leg with the hands. And exhale, walk the hands, start slowly toward the right foot. Press the back of the right leg into the ground. Waking up the hamstrings. Pull the right foot, right toes towards you. And even grab the right toes if that's accessible. And if you have a strap nearby you, you can use a strap to surround the ball of your right foot. So bring your right hand a little bit closer to your right foot. Take a deep inhale. Just let things flow slowly. Next, just start walk yourself back up. And frame your left knee with your arms this time. And raise up the left arm by the left ear. And exhale, side bend to the right side. The right hand can grab the right foot or right shin, right knee, whatever that's accessible for you. The left hand may or may not touch the right foot. It is early stage of the practice, and that is not our purpose of the practice, to create a bind in the side bend. On the left side body grow. And even though we are compressing the right side waist, still feel a growth, a lengthening happening there. By lengthening the crown of the head toward the front, toward the right foot. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the left hand behind your hips and swing your right arm by the right ear and press your hips up. Inhale, release your hips down, both arms up, and exhale, come back to the side bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands behind your right arm by the ear, press your hips up. Inhale, release the hips down, and side bend on an exhale. Last time. Notice if there's any rushing into the next pose. Use your breathing as a measurement. You can even add back that counting. So you're back to Janu Shirshasana. Bend the right knee in front of you and keep it floated about the same level away from the ground and start slowly. Turn it all the way to the back and release it to the ground. You can stay here and release onto your elbows. You can also adjust your front knee and extend your right leg long. Fold the blanket and bring it underneath your left hip for an early half pigeon. And since this is early half pigeon, you can slide a block underneath your chest, underneath your forehead. Either way, get your foundation set up first. Make sure you're comfortable with the support from the blanket. And the exhale, start slowly lower down to the elbows. Then stack the hands together and rest the forehead onto the hands. Just let your body sinking toward the floor. Even though oftentimes half pigeon considered as a restive posture, but for a lot of people it still requires a lot of efforts and it's hard to relax in this. So if you can pay a little bit attention to your breathing, bring that count back to your breathing. One more deep inhale. Next, walk yourself back up. And step your left foot back and right foot forward. Use this time to spread the blanket across the mat. And release your left knee down. Find the blocks. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Use this time to reopen up the left front hip first. Stretch the front of the left quad. You can even stand up a little bit taller. Once you feel like you got enough opening for the front left hip, shift your right foot slightly to the right side. Use the right hand, push your right knee open and twisting to the right side. Deep inhale, reaching the crown of the head toward the front. Exhale, revolve your rib cage toward the sky. But your foundation stays the same. Steady and slow, just as your breath. Bring your right knee slightly in. And find the blockers again. Deep inhale, open the chest, split the collarbones. Next, exhale, straighten the right leg. Press into the right heel, point the right toes. Inhale, bend into the right leg. And exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Inhale, pull forward. And exhale, slowly straighten the right leg. Bring one of the block underneath your left hand. Right hand on your right hip. And turn your chest to the right side. Option to float up your right arm toward the sky. How we can measure if we are pushing our limits righteously? Oftentimes, your body gives you the first signal. If you notice any grasping, any gripping, any clenching, that is a sign that you went too far. Release the right hand down. Bend into the right leg. And step your left foot outside of left hand. Sit down into a Malasana yoga squat. Feel free to slide the block underneath your sit bones. Press the elbows into the thigh bones. You can shift the weight side to side just to make it a little bit more fun. I know we're going slow, but as I was saying, that there's still space for exploration, there's space for freedom, there's space for flexibility and creativity. And hands down, shimmy your feet parallel with each other. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Straighten the legs, straighten the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Raise all the way up. And through heart center, Tadasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Arms up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step left and right into a high plank. Because we tend to be constantly burning our energy in this season, so if that makes sense to you, feel free to release your knees down for a little bit more support. Take a deep inhale. Next, so bend to the elbows and release all the way down to the belly. Inhale, press in the palms, lift the chest up, baby cobra. And exhale, release your chest down one more time. Inhale, press the chest up. And this time, option to straighten both arms, option to lift your pelvis, your knees away from the ground. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, press your tailbones up. Downward facing dog. If this is the first down dog of yours today, take your time to pedal through one leg and another. Rock forward into high plank and come back, or simply come down to a child pose. After you find stillness in this downward facing dog, round your upper back, rock forward into a high plank. And release the knees down, sit onto your heels. And flip around, extend your legs to the front. Extend the left leg long. Bring the right foot close to the chest. Just rock side to side. Bring some mobility into the right hip. An option to extend the right leg long a couple of times or add any movement that makes sense to you right now. And once you're ready, bring the right foot to left inner thigh. Frame the left knee with the hands. Pull the left toes towards you. Flex the left foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Now exhale, start walk the hands toward the left foot until you cannot walk them further anymore. Then round your back, melt your chest toward the left leg. Take a deep inhale, press firmly to the left hamstrings into the ground. And exhale, walk yourself back up. And then walk your hands to frame your right knee. Extend the right arm by the right ear. Next, so side bend for the left leg, left hand can grab the left ankle, left shin, left foot, whatever that's accessible for you. Let the right side body grow. Each inhale, let it grow a little bit. And exhale, each exhale, revolve your chest, revolve your rib cage towards the right side. Inhale, come back up. Release your right hand behind you and extend your left arm by the left ear. Press your hips up. Inhale, release your hips down. And exhale, side bend to the left leg. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, swing your left arm by the left ear. Inhale, hips down. And exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, press the hips up. Last time. Face your chest toward the front again. Bend your left knee. Keep your left foot slightly off from the ground. And start slowly. Move that left foot toward the back. And rest your left knee down. You can stay here. Come down to the elbows. I'll stack the hands. Come into a modified pigeon pose. You can also shift the right knee. Bring the right knee behind the right hand, right foot behind left hand, and extend left leg long. Fold a blanket or something soft but also supportive underneath your right hip. A half pigeon. Take a deep inhale, reaching tall through the crown of the head. Next, so walk the hands down, walk the elbows down, and stack the hands on top of each other. And rest the forehead on the top. Notice if this side is a little bit easier. Non-judgmentally. Just the fact can be genetically, can be physical habits from daily life. It can also because we're revisiting this shape. This is our second time that we're more familiar with this side. Take a deep inhale. Next, start walk yourself slowly back up. Extend the right leg long. Step left foot forward. Take your time to spread a blanket underneath your right knee and release your right knee down. Find the blocks. Come into a low lunge first, Anjaneyasana. Just let the right front hip reopen again, regaining a space. Oftentimes we're rushing into the next posture and the next posture. We forgot that everything needs to balance out. the tension you build up in certain shapes that you forgot to release, it stayed inside of you. Once you're ready, shift your left foot slightly to the left side. Right hand down, press into the ground. Use the left hand gently press the left knee open and turn your chest toward the sky. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Next, the option to bring the left arm up, twisting your rib cage toward the sky. Release the left hand down. Bring the left knee back a little bit. Find the blocks. Inhale, open the chest. Next, straighten the left leg. Pull the left toes towards you. Inhale, back into the low lunge variation. Next, pin your left hip back. Move with your own pace. You can always bring the count back to you to help you to anchor your practice. Next time when you're back in Ardha Hanumanasana, half split again, bring the block underneath your right hand. Extend left arm up, twisting to the left side. If the existence of the block creating too much compression in your right shoulder, you can always move the block to the side. Just directly press your right hand onto the ground. It really depends on the length of your right arm. Take a deep inhale. Press firmly through the left leg. Next, release everything down. Bend into the left leg again. And step the right foot outside of the right hand. Sit into Malasana. Inhale, extend left arm long, right arm up. Option to stay here. Option to flip your right palm, bring behind you. Option to wrap your left arm around the left knee and create a half the full bind. Release the left ear toward the left shoulder. Same thing as Malasana. You can just shift the weight side to side to make it a little bit more playful. And come back to center. We'll do the other side. Extend your right arm out, left arm up. Option to stay here. Option to bring your left hand onto the back for half bind. Option to wrap your right arm around your right knee and release your right ear toward the right shoulder. After you're done with playing, come back to center, hands down, shift your tailbones up. And before we bring the feet close to each other, just to straighten one leg and another. You can even play with bring one shoulder underneath your one knee. Right shoulder underneath your right knee, just to play with this in the space. And whenever you're ready with playing, shift your feet to be parallel with each other. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Next, fold the legs. Raise all the way up. And hand through heart center. Take one long breath in this Tadasana. And exhale, let everything out. We stood up briefly and we'll go back to be grounding. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Next, step right and left into a high plank. Option to release the knees down. Take a deep inhale, bend through the elbows. And exhale, pull your chest forward into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And instead of going to a downward facing dog, bring the hips to the heels into your child pose. And rest your arms by the side. Take some rounds of long breath there. Make your practice a little bit more slow, a little bit more nourishing, a little bit more balancing. But it does not mean that we're gonna sit out everything. We're gonna start flowing pretty soon. But just before that, let's take a long breath in. And exhale, start rise up, open your arms. Imagine you're drawing a full moon with the arms. We'll do a moon salutation variation. And exhale, hands forward. Bend to the elbows. Glide your chest between the elbows. Inhale, chest up, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your tailbones up, downward facing dog. Step left foot to the left hand, release the right knee down. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. Exhale, hands down, step the right foot by the left. Rise all the way up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, step the left foot back, release the left knee down. Low lunge. Both hands down, framing your right foot. Step the right knee back, maybe to the left. And press your hips towards your heels. And glide your hands by the side. Child pose, Balasana. Take a couple of rounds of breath in between. And we'll start moving towards the second round. Inhale, rise up, draw the full moon. Exhale, hands forward, glide your chest forward. And push your tailbones up. And this time, step your right foot forward first. Release your left knee down. Both arms up, low lunge. Hands down. Step left foot to meet with your right. Rise all the way up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the right foot back. Release the right knee down. Both arms up. And hands down. Step left knee back. And push into a Balasana, child pose. And as I was mentioning before, there's plenty of space for creativity, flexibility, and exploration. So if you'd like to add anything to this flow, to your personal practice, please go for it. And we'll rise up into a full moon. Exhale, hands down, glide your chest forward, make it flowy. Inhale, chest up, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog or other shapes that you choose to go with. Step left foot to the left hand, release your right knee down. low lunge. And hands down, step your right foot, meet with the left. Rise all the way up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Step the left foot back. Raise up the arms. And hands down, step right foot back. And we'll come back, resting in the child pose. Regardless what kind of flow you decide to go with. And we'll finish it the other side. Rise up as a full moon. Exhale, hands down, glide your chest slowly forward. Press your hips up. Step the right foot to the right hand. Release the left knee down. Both arms up. And hands down. Step the left foot to meet with the right. Rise all the way up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the right foot back. Release the right knee down. Arms up. And hands down, step the left knee to meet with the right and push into a child pose. If you feel that you've been burning a lot of your energy, usually feel free to stay resting in this child pose. You can also fold the blanket and sit onto the blanket. Extend your legs far away from each other, straight. And flex both feet. Pull the toes towards you. Deep inhale, lengthen through the spine. Next, just slowly walk the hands toward the front until you reach the point that you cannot walk further anymore. Then round your upper back. You can always slide a block underneath slide 1 or 2 blocks underneath your forehead to catch the weight, to make this posture a little bit more supportive. So you have more space for other kind of exploration, have more space for your breathing. If you're in this wide leg seated fold, take one last deep inhale. Next, just start walk yourself back up and shake the legs. If you're in child pose, tuck your back toes and lift your tailbones up into a downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lift your left leg up. Open the left hip, stack the left hip over the right. Press firmly into the left palm. So your chest still facing down. Deep inhale, kick that left knee high. Next, tap the left elbow with the left to the left. Tap the left elbow with the left knee. Inhale, stack the hips again. Next, tap the left elbow with the left knee. One more time. This time, step the left foot outside of left hand, release your right knee down. Take your time to spread something supportive underneath your right knee, and also find the blocks. And if you practiced with me last week, we're gonna go through similar things. You can start with the highest height on the blocks for this lizard lunge. Then you can start adjust the height of the blocks to the medium height, perhaps to the lowest height. You can even ditch the blocks fully, depending on your flexibility. But do try to start with most support. You can remove little by little. So let the left hip be open. One more deep inhale. Next, just walk yourself back up. Kick your right shin out. Press the left hand down, hugging the left knee into left upper arm bone. And rise your right arm up into a supported side angle. Option to stay there, option to rise all the way up into supported warrior 2. Take a deep inhale, reaching through both fingertips. And exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, sink your pelvis toward the front. And exhale, straight. Last time, bend into the left leg. Release your left hand down if it's up. Right hand up. You can create a half bind. Option to create a full bind. Revolve the chest towards the sky. Deep inhale. Next, release the bind if you have it. Spin back your right shin and step your left foot back. And release the knees down and push into a child pose. And we'll do the other side. Tuck the toes. Lift your tailbones up. Bend your right knee, open the right hip. Press firmly into the right hand. Inhale, kick the right knee up. Next, tap the right elbow with the right knee. Inhale, stack the hips. Next, right knee, tap the right elbow. One more time. This time, lightly step the right foot outside the right hand, release the left knee down. And even though you already know how much support you need for the other side, still start with the most support on this side, since different sides can be very different in one body. Keep everything on the grounded. And if you need more bring more flexibility and creativity into your posture. By doing so, you can lift your back knee up. You can move your hands, move your elbows. And whenever you're ready, walk yourself back up. And spin your left shin to the right side. Right hand inside the right foot. Extend the left arm up. Supported side angle. Release the right shoulder away from the right ear. Option to stay here. Option to support yourself all the way up into supported warrior two. Keep the right knee open to the right side. Inhale, open the arms. And exhale, straighten the right leg. Press the back of the right leg towards the ground. Inhale, bending the right knee. Exhale, straighten the right. Last time. Sink the pelvis. Come all the way up. Come back into supported side angle. Option to create a half bind. Option to go for full bind. Deep inhale, reaching toward the crown of the head, toward the front. Next, revolve the rib cage up toward the sky. Find a steady point to focus on. If you think the posture is getting challenging enough for you to lose attention, release the bind if you have it. Spin your left shin back and step yourself back into a high plank. Release the knees down. Bring yourself back into a child pose. And we'll quickly go through one more time on each side. Tuck your toes. Press yourself into a downward facing dog. Open the left hip. And step your left foot outside of the left hand. Release your right knee down. You can bring the elbows onto the blocks or onto the ground for a lizard lunge. And it's your choice if you want to add any fluidity to this posture by lifting your back knee up or come lower down to the elbows, adjusting the height of the blocks. Option 2, walk your left shoulder underneath your left knee. Keep your hands like chaturanga, bend them into 90 degrees so you can rest your left knee onto the left shoulder. You can also walk the hands, both hands grab the front foot. The whole mat is your oyster, so whatever that variation of lizard lunge you like to have for yourself tonight, feel free to go for it. Wherever you are, lift your back knee up, spin down your right heel, right arm up, side angle. Option to stay here, option to come all the way up into a warrior two. Inhale, reaching long through the fingertips. And exhale, reverse, straighten the front leg. Inhale, come back into warrior two. Exhale, reverse. One more time. The next time when you back into a side angle, option to create a half bind. or a 4 bind. Revolve the rib cage toward the sky. Release the bind if you have it. And step back into a high plank. Release the knees down, push yourself into a child pose. Tuck your toes. Lift your tailbones up, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Open the right hip and step the right foot outside the right hand. Release your left knee down. Release your hand onto the blocks or elbows onto the blocks or onto the ground. Depends on how much of your body likes to keep on the ground and how much part of your body you like to be lifted up. The more on the ground, the more supportive you're getting. But also the more of your arms on the ground, that means it's more challenging for your hip space. Option 2, start exploring the relationship between your right shoulder and your right knee. When you're ready to come out, spin down your left heel. Right hand inside of the right foot. Extend the left arm up. Option to come all the way up into Warrior 2. Deep inhale, reaching through both fingertips. Next, so straighten the right leg, side bend to the left side. Inhale, Warrior 2. And exhale, reverse Warrior. One more time. And come back into a side angle. We'll do one more thing in the air before we come back to the ground. Option to for a half bind or 4 bind here in this side angle. Whatever kind of bind you decide to do, focus on revolving the chest, the rib cage, up toward the sky. Deep inhale, press strongly into the left foot. Next, so release the bind if you have it. Step your right foot back. Release your knees down, press yourself into a child pose. So 2 offerings here. And of course, there's always more options than just 2 I'm offering. You can sit onto a folded blanket and extend the legs long. Then walk yourself forward, back into the wide leg seated folding. And if you like to try compass pose today, bend into one, let's start with left side. Bend your right knee in and hold your left foot with your hands and just rock side to side. And find a strap if you have it, unless you're super flexible. And wrap that strap around the ball of your left foot. First of all, bring that left knee over the left shoulder and extend the left arm out. Then bring that arm, right arm, over the head. And take the left leg straight and turn your chest towards the sky in the meantime.
Deep inhale, kick the left leg straight. And exhale, revolve the rib cage, the chest up. And start slowly come out. Between side, you can add some of those windshield wipers side to side. We'll do the other side. Bring the right foot up and just rock side to side. And use the strap be around the ball of the right foot. Bring the right knee over the right shoulder first. Extend the right arm out. Option to stay here. Option to bring the left elbow to behind your head and kick that right leg straight. Inhale, kick the right leg straighter. Next, so revolve your chest, your rib cage towards the sky. Let the left side body grow. And start slowly release from it. If you're in a wide leg seated fold, start walk yourself back up. If you're still playing with compass pose, cross your legs, actually bring the soles of the feet together. Just hold the feet with the hands into a Baddha Konasana. Let's invite your natural breath coming back to you. Even though we're done with playing for now, there's always chance for us to go back to exploration while providing ourselves enough ground and support in the future. So there's no need to be too attached to that moment. Slowly come up. And come all the way down to your back. Bring the blocks of blanket to nearby you so you don't have to come back up for Shavasana again. And before we rest into Shavasana, either slide a block underneath your sacrum and come into supported bridge pose and stay there. You can also lift both feet up, knees right above your hip joints. Your legs about 90 degrees bent. And maintain that bend. Turn your chest to the left side and release the knees to the right side. Press into the left shoulder so it's not lift up. And come back to center. Keep the knees bent. Release the knees to the left side. Gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, release the knees to the right side. And we'll switch side to side. See if you can invite that kind of even breathing back to you as we practice at the beginning of the practice.
Next time when you're done with the left side, come back to center. Release your feet down. And hug the knees into the chest for final squeeze. Grab the feet with the hands. Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. Press the tailbones into the ground and pull the knees into the armpit. And when you're ready, extend the legs long. Extend the arms long. And slowly close eyes if you haven't done so. You can bring the blocks underneath your knees. Make it a little bit more supportive. You can also bring the blanket over your pelvis, make your Shavasana more grounding. Shavasana. And if you like to stay where you are, feel free to do so. And if you're ready to come out, roll to one side carefully. And slowly navigate yourself into a comfortable seat.
And if it resonates with you, get the hands in front of the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let everything out. One more deep inhale followed by Om. Bow the head toward the heart. Whenever you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me. And I look forward to see you next time.